Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time it is, wherever you're watching, however you're watching, thank you for joining me. This is a pre-recorded show. I was planning to go live in around about 13 hours from when this is recorded right now. 11 p.m. Sydney time Friday night was meant to be 12 p.m. Saturday afternoon Sydney time, but I thought, you know what, I'm in a bit of a rush tomorrow. I don't really have that much time to spare. So I thought, you know what, I'll just do it beforehand and just broadcast it live. So hopefully everything works out well. Hopefully the audio comes through and everything is tip-top and in good shape, which it bloody well should be. Now, in saying all of that, once again, thank you for joining me. This one is going to be a your comments video, but also a reaction video as well to a lady who's actually done this already and gives a very good understanding, gives a very good account of why you probably get to this certain point and the cons of being at this certain point and how it maybe makes you feel after you've done that. What are we talking about? Well, social media anxiety or syndrome disorder, some would call it SMAS or SMAD, and basically it's just a fear of social media activity, whether you have activity or not, whether you have people following you or not, having to do with the dramas that come from it and all these other things. And that's one thing I've never really understood. I've never really had that many issues with it. I mean, I know this mostly based on comments, and from reports I've read online, it's more so something that affects women out there, females, maybe more so for the need of being accepted or having the need to always be involved in things. Whereas for guys, it's also like a rejection thing, like, you know, we're used to being turned down or, you know, no, this is not happening, you can't have this, no thanks, see you later, bye, and we turn around, we walk away. So we're used to this sort of stuff. So maybe it's more so something that females maybe have issues with, but you know what, it does affect guys as well. Some guys, depending on where they're at on their social scale, on their social market, if they're in a particular scene and they need social media to be seen as validated or to have their existence seem like it is acknowledged, it's a very sad state of affairs to be in. I personally wouldn't want to be in any of the situation like that. I mean, the day that I would ever rely on social media to be the barometer or the ruler of, you know, where I'm at in my mental space and physical capacity, that's the day I cave to the machine, shall we say. But you know, it is what it is. So I found an article on, I know it's not the most glamorous of places, but it is from Teen Vogue, as best as I could find it. There it is right there. And it basically just gives a bit of a rundown as to what is social media anxiety disorder. And it's something I found because it's familiar with a lot of people. They know it. Okay, maybe it's not the most popular publication in the world. Maybe they're political leanings or their social leanings are different to what we're used to, but it's just to explain the whole concept or the notion of the social media anxiety disorder. But what they basically say here, which I thought was quite striking, is over the past few years, teens and adults alike have been measuring their worth, confidence levels, even happiness on the number of shares and likes they get on their posts or lack thereof. Social media anxiety disorder can leave us wondering if we're good enough, pretty enough, popular enough, and that can suck up our time and stop us from healthier interactions, which is important, which is what one of the main things I always say to people. It's always like, so what if you're not getting the likes and the attention that you see other people get on Instagram? Like, why does that bother you? Or Facebook or Snapchat or Twitter or whatever? Like, it's more so a case of where we are as a society. Like, look at where we are now. We've become a people who demand instant fast food satisfaction. I want it, I'm gonna go and get it because I know I can, and I'll be satisfied. And then after that, I'll want something else. Not a very good way to live your life. Let's be real here. But in the grand scheme of things, that's basically what we are now. We are in that fast food life. That's the sort of life that we're living now. Think about it. I want a can of Red Bull. It's no more, I'll sleep overnight, I'll go to the store tomorrow. No, I can get in my car, go for a walk, go to the service station or whatever, pick a can up, pick a 4-pack and be done with it. And then after that, I'll want something else, I can go and get it as well. it's an instant gratification, satisfaction, how you say it, cycle, if you will. You bang instantly. It comes and goes in waves as quickly as we want it, as quickly as we don't. But to go on, it says it's a quote here from Mallory Grimstay. Says my teen clients, stress over perfect thing to write to others. Sometimes when they don't receive a similar response, and starts real life feuds. This is the insanity that we're at. This is why I put out this question here, like unfollowed, like. Does it bother you if someone you know but unclose with unfollows you on social media? And as I said, it's more so related to the ladies. Maybe it's more so of a female thing. I said guys will experience this as well, but it's more so handed towards the ladies, because I think ladies feel the need to be accepted more. Men are more happy to just do their own thing and be on their own, and they'll follow who they need to follow. They'll see their friends, and if they don't have them on social media, well, they got their phone number or some other means of communication. I personally know people and I don't have them on social media, and it's nothing against them. It's probably nothing against me. It's just, I know you. I don't need to see what you're up to or what you're eating or what coffee you've had today, or, what you look like with your mask on or off, this week because of restrictions and corona and all that sort of stuff. I just need to know that you've got a contact number, or I've got somewhere I can contact you. And that's that. I don't need to follow your day-to-day life. You don't need to follow my day-to-day life. And we understand that. I think that's more of a male thing. I think that really speaks more for the males. That's not to say women don't do it too. I think a lot of women out there do this as well. But at the ladies, it is more so... How do I describe it? Look, I don't know how to describe it. I'll give you a perfect example. A literal actual phone call I had not more than a week ago. I had a female call me up and said, look, you're pretty outspoken on social media. I said, well, what gives you that idea? Obviously, how I speak about social media and on actual social media as well. But she says to me, look, I was friends with this lady. We're not friends anymore. And she still follows. We're still friends with each other on Facebook, but I can't see a lot of her stuff, but she can still see mine. Should I unfriend? And I just, before she even finished the question, I said, yes. What are you waiting for? Why wouldn't you? She's restricted you from seeing her stuff. You can't see anything she's doing, but she can still see everything of yours. I go, probably using it as a way to keep tabs on you, or maybe just to see what you're up to, so there's more things to talk about, because as we know, ladies love to gossip, okay? Some men do too, but it's a lot of ladies, okay? Y'all love to gossip. You don't deny it. You really do love to gossip. And you'll tell everyone you can and say, don't tell anyone. I've never told anyone this, but you've told 10 people before them. Hey, man, I'm just saying. But that was her thing. And I said, yeah, what are you waiting for? Just unfriend. Unfriend, delete, block, whatever you got to do. But does that make me look like a bitch? Why? Do you have any contact with this person? No. Have you spoken to him in the last 3 months? No. Do you intend to speak to them in the next 3 months? No. Well then, delete, remove. Why do you need to have him on there? Oh, but it's going to cause dramas in real life if we see him and this and blah, blah. Fuck that noise. You're grown adult women. You don't need to do teenage bullshit scenario nonsense rubbish. Don't need it. You don't need it at all. Unnecessary stuff. To continue reading here, says, I have had girls sitting on my couch in tears because they followed their parents' rule of turning their phone in during homework time, only to return to 20 panicky messages from peers that sometimes turn real nasty. Hey man, teenagers. Part of my work with these girls is helping them learn to prepare their friends for this healthy boundary setting, and also learn to not to be responsible for someone else's anxiety. That's a big one there. Learn not to be responsible for someone else's anxiety. That's a big thing there, because going back to the whole instant gratification with the notifications and the fast food social media lifestyle, and I want it now, and I'm not going to be satisfied until I get it. That's a big thing. That's a big thing right there. How I react or how I act is no bearing on how you react to it. You have your own way of reacting. I mean, okay, we know, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, but that's not down to me. I don't purposely mean to do it. You don't purposely mean to do it either. It's just something that happens. But by sheer coincidence or by sheer, force of nature, that's what it is. That's essentially the end product. if I don't respond to you straight away, it's because I'm busy doing something, or I don't think of it as being as important. And that starts to build on your anxiety. They haven't messaged me, they don't like me, they don't want to talk to me, I'm panicked, I'm this. It's like there's nothing like that. But that's when you get used to something, anything out of the ordinary seems like it's a complete change of behavior. You know, what's that saying? When you've been given, when all you've had is privilege your whole life, equality seems like oppression, something like that. I'm not saying that a social media aspect is, but I can understand where they're coming from. But how someone else responds to you, or how you respond to someone, I don't think really has any basis on how you're supposed to react or act to it. That's all completely on you. Nothing like water. Social media and the likes, retweets, and other plaudits that instantly generates mimics the mechanisms of a drug habit. The kick is high and not too dissimilar to the reward areas that fire up in your brain, like the amygdala and striatum when you use a substance, she says. So that's also what they say with the whole dopamine hit. Bring, oh, I got a text. Oh, cool, yeah. I tagged you in a video. Haha, that's very funny. Here, yeah, monkey sniffing another monkey's balls or whatever. Haha, very funny. You know what I mean? Like that's. But if you have them turned off, or you just have certain people's notifications on, like people that you actually pay attention to, that you actually do care about, that's a different story. But if it's someone who you just don't care, or it's like, yeah, cool, whatever, appreciate it, thanks. Yeah, I get it a lot with music and things like that. Or if I post something on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, at Nixon Talks, by the way, if you want to, I don't see it straight away. Or I'll see it and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's something I can wait till later on, you know what I mean? I don't have to hit that nail on the head right then and there. I can set it, or I know it's set, and then when I'm ready for it, I'll just knock it in. But I don't need to do it straight away. And that's what a lot of people, I think, fail to understand. It's not, you know, anything directly to them. I believe personally it's just something that they're just used to. They're just used to the instant notification, the instant reply, the instant, you know, bring on their phone, and I'm happy again. It's something that they just need to just, chill out about, and just like not really look too much into it. Because you get used to that stuff, then it becomes that, like it says, the drug habit, the kick. It's like, okay, I want more. Well, how much more can you actually withstand? How much more do you need to satisfy? You're chasing that dragon that I keep talking about. That dragon that's there. Keeps on saying, in other words, an endless feedback loop is generated where one needs to post more and garner more. What did I just say? I've done this on the last few live streams, or even in videos. I've said something with thoughts and not read the whole thing, and I read the next section, and there it is. It's right in front of you. Yeah, more and more in order just to feel as good as they did initially. It keeps taking more and more being out there, which explains why if you ride the subway or look around an airport, the majority are glued to their phone. Many adults, but adolescents especially, in my practice display fidgety, anxiety-ridden behavior in 1 hour in therapy where they don't have recourse to their phones. If they don't have their phone, they're basically all panicked out and they don't know what the situation is there. So you're saying to me, what does this have to do with the whole unfollow situation with social media if we're talking about, you know, being addicted to social media? Well, there is a point to it. There is definitely a point to it. Numerous studies point, make a big screen again here. Numerous studies point to increased depression and anxiety of people who use Facebook and Instagram because everyone is out to represent the only best sides of themselves. We know this already. It's not news to anyone. I hope it's not. For example, a post that says, I'm going in on an around the world cruise. It's magnificent. Could leave out the fact that half the time was spent with food poisoning and seasickness. As a result, FOMO, fear of missing out, and the feeling of being inadequate is magnified manifold. So yeah, how many times have we seen it? People posting pictures of themselves out, I don't know, on a boat or something like that. You know, look at me, lovely boat, you know, sunset, all this good stuff. But what they failed to tell you is that there was no food. It got cold after that. The music was rubbish. They had a very boring time. They got seasick. You know, all these things happened, and they don't tell you that because they just, one lovely photo, must have the best time. Why can't I have those things? And in actual fact, it was absolute dog shit. It was rubbish. It probably does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but hey, at the same time, whatever. So that's basically the whole premise there of what the social media social media anxiety disorder or syndrome. Some people call it a syndrome. Some people call it a disorder. So, I mean, you can pick and choose whichever word you want to use about it. Now, some of the... what do I do first? Let's watch this video first. I think I want to watch this video first. I want to check this video out here. This is from a lady by the name of Nicole Raffi. I think it's Raffi, posted June 25th, 2019, so a few years ago now. But she explains things basically how I would see them through a female's lens, a female's point of view, because essentially, as I said, it's more ladies who tend to feel this certain way of not wanting to deal with this social media nonsense, or I can't be bothered to unfollow her because then there's dramas involved. Well, what dramas? Do you speak to her? No. Do you see her anywhere? No. So what's the point? Oh, but she knows this person who knows this person, and they're gonna ask questions and this and blah, blah, blah. Too much effort. Way too much effort. I don't know who's bothered for that, but anyways. So let's check out this video here. I'll start, stop, and say what I need to say every now and again if need be. Let's rock and roll it.
I have a social media addiction like a bunch of other Gen Z, millennials, whatever you want to call yourself, the Teletubby era. I honestly am addicted to my phone. I mean, I have a pop socket so that it's more comfortable for my fingers to hold my phone.
I've never understood that pop socket thing. Like, it's annoying as F. Like, I've taken my cover off my phone at the moment now, but like, it's just annoying. Like, it's there constantly. But you know what? Come to think of it, she's got a point, because a lot of phone companies or accessories, they will do a lot of these things. They will actually make a lot of these things specifically for you to be on your phone as long as possible. They're very smart.
I have a social media addiction. By me unfollowing people, I have significantly less content to view. Also, if you do have a social media addiction like I do, then you should at least be following accounts that are genuinely making you feel good about yourself or keeping you inspired. You'll probably see a lot of artists or celebrities will only follow other artists or similar work to theirs because that's the kind of content that they want to be looking at, not dumb shit. For example,
she's got a point. I always say this to friends of mine. And look, I'm going back to the women a lot here. This is not an attack on you ladies. I'm actually hopefully trying to explain things to you that it's not all doom and gloom. Like, you don't have to have anxiety over removing someone or unfollowing someone or blocking or deleting or whatever if you don't talk to them anymore. I mean, this should be helpful for you. It should be something that is going to say, okay, you know what? Yes, Nixon, you're right, or, you know, Nicole, you're right, I don't need to worry about this. It doesn't do anything for me, doesn't bring me joy, doesn't give me any pleasure. All I see is photoshopped nonsense of ladies in bikinis sucking their guts in. They've got filters all over the place, and I feel like shit after seeing them, but I keep seeing them because it gives me a drive to do better or to want to do better. Like Nicole says there, like, if it's something that inspires you, cool, but if it inspires you, you should be out there doing something or being creative, not focusing and paying attention to whatever the hell is on that phone of yours. Oh, that's a cool idea. Awesome. Put the phone down, go out and do it. That's what you should be doing.
Example, good old Emmy Chamby. Emma Chamberlain only follows, Emma Chamberlain only follows 42 people. If you look through who she follows, most of them are her friends, Ethan Dolan, also Emma Chamberlain fan pages. That's just something interesting to look at. Now, we're gonna be talking about the pros.
So just before we get into these pros and cons of all this stuff here, it's just back there, when it comes to following people, like, really, I know in this day and age, it's hard because we all have brands that we follow, celebrities, sports stars. I mean, even me, like, if I look through my Instagram social media feed on my one there, it's all stuff that I pay attention to. It's football accounts, it's meme accounts, it's RP content accounts, it is politics accounts, it is general, what would you put it, like TV shows, movies, and all that sort of stuff, like, you know, geekdom or whatever the hell they call it, all that sort of stuff. I like paying attention to that sort of stuff. So that's what I get to see. I don't have, you know, bodybuilders on there. Like, sure, there are some out there, but like I don't have them on there because I don't need to keep seeing that to be thinking like, shit, why can't I be huge like Schwarzenegger was in his prime? I mean, granted, I don't have his genetics and I don't like taking roids, so that's probably why. But you get what I'm trying to say here. I see something, I'm like, okay, cool, that's giving me enough motivation. I'm going to get up, I'm going to go out and do it, and that's that. That's enough for me. Okay, I know what I need to do. Bang, I'm going to work for it. I'm going to go out and get it. That's all it should be. Should be nothing more than that. But yes, the accounts you follow should be in benefit to you. Should not be in something that is against you. If you keep looking at something and you're like, oh, she's so pretty, she's so hot, why can't I be like this? Oh my God, that's not healthy for you. You should just quit that. That's not healthy at all.
You might as well be talking about the cons. People are gonna get mad. You're also probably gonna lose followers, but who cares? I'll say this once, and I won't say it again. In my personal little humble opinion, if you have the app to check who unfollows you on social media, you need to delete it because it's stupid. That shit is weird. I'm being real here.
Yeah, that is to me something that is pretty telling that you've got a problem. If you need to keep seeing who follows and unfollows you or who's stalking your profile that often, that is not healthy. Ladies and guys, if you do this, you have proper dramas when it comes to your social media feeds. Okay, you should take less time on social media and spend more time doing something productive or proactive. Wasting stupid amounts of hours scrolling through crap. Again, if you're just, let's be real here, if you're sitting on the toilet, if you're having a coffee, you're having a drink, catching up on the news in the morning, different story. I mean, I'm on YouTube most of the time watching and listening to other content or, you know, podcasts and things like that. So that's where most of my time goes. I'll scroll through once in a while to see if I've missed out on anything, if there's anything newsworthy out there, if there's something that maybe took my eye, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, that's pretty interesting. See what the other creators and people that I follow are up to as well. Some sports stars, football news, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's cool. But every 10 minutes, okay, what's on Instagram now? Put it down. Another 10 minutes, okay, what's on Instagram now? That's not healthy. That shit is just not good at all.
That's weird. Why do you care so much who unfollows you? It's a follow. I have the app too. I used to look very religiously who would unfollow me. And guess what? Every single time I opened the app, I felt like shit when I saw when people unfollow me. All that I could keep thinking about was, why did they unfollow me? What did I do for them to unfollow me?
This is the crux of the problem here. And this to me is the real issue. As I said at the start, we've come to a point in society with social media now where we need to have everyone like us. If we don't have enough followers, I mean, perfect example, still trips me up, perfect example. I was with my friends, we went to a bar down the road many months ago before lockdown even kicked on, and had a drink. Bar closed, cool, no dramas, went across the road to the service station, got ourselves an ice cream like we do, and we're just chilling outside our car, eating us and myself and two other friends. And these two girls were walking past, and my friend, being my friend, says like, oh, hey, how you going, ladies? Good. Oh, we're just going to go catch an Uber. Oh, you guys looking for a ride? Oh, cool. Like, we'll drop you off, sort of a thing, like, as you do. And we did, dropped them off home nice and safe. And I think one of them follows me on Instagram and I don't follow her back. And there's another story to that as well. I'll bring this all together for you. So basically, you know, what are your boys' names? You know, where he's from, etc., etc. What do you guys do? Blah blah blah. I just said, oh, you know, I DJ on the weekends. Oh, cool. Like, what's your Instagram? See, straight away, like, what's the Instagram? Like, social proof. Okay, you're gotta make sure that you're worthy of something, right? You've got to make sure that you're worthy of her paying attention to you. And I said, yeah, here's my Instagram, blah, 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 for DJing, etc., etc. Oh, I've got more followers than you. Does that mean I'm more famous? I just gave her like this massive eye roll, and I said, I think I said something like, if you live your life based on followers, I feel sorry for you. Something to that effect. And then many months later, I think unfollowed me, and then I got another follow request back again. I said, okay, cool, no dramas. And she was like, hey, how are you? Yeah, good, thanks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cool, you remember me? I said, yeah, I remember. Yep, at the bar, etc., blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm on Instagram again. I'm just like, okay, cool, that's nice. And that was it. And then 3 or 4 hours later, in capital letters, so are you going to follow me back? And I should have taken a screenshot. Maybe I did. I literally replied back. I said, no, I don't need to follow you. Thanks. And she just replied back with like the laughing emoji or something. I don't know if she still follows me or not. I don't really care. But you can see how it infects the mind of the young, because she was in her early 20s and I'm in my early 30s, and I could give zero shits about who follows me and unfollows me. Like, if I don't know them personally, if I don't care enough to grab their phone number or I can text them or call them, I don't need to care about them following me on a social media platform, which means absolute dick. Don't care. I don't care at all.
Who cares? Now that I haven't had the app in many moons, out of sight, out of mind. If I don't know who unfollow me, I don't care. In retrospect, like literally sit down, sit back, and truly think about it. It's just an app. But there are people who are gonna be really mad. I've been planning on filming this video for quite a while. I unfollowed someone a couple weeks ago, and they were in my DMs yesterday talking about, why did you unfollow me? What is your problem with me? Why did you unfollow me?
See, this is the hilarity of it. This is the stupidity, the hilarity of it. It's because you unfollow someone, there must be a problem. There has to be. You wouldn't unfollow me otherwise. There has to be a problem why you had to unfollow me, why you're not friends with me anymore. Like, why? It's like, why do I need to follow you? I don't need to see what you post or what you share every single day. Maybe I got sick and tired of what you share and post, but I still like to hang out with you in public. You know what I mean? I still say hi to you when we're out and about and we kick back and relax. There's not a problem there. Maybe I got sick of your 10,000 selfies that were filtered to the shit every single day, and I said, fuck this, enough, and fucking unfollow. You know what I mean? That shit happens. Don't have to follow people. Just because you meet someone for the first time does not mean you need to follow them back. Because when you don't talk to them for a very, very long time after that, and you're scrolling through your phone and you're like, who's this person? And then you click their profile and then you look and you're like, oh yeah, I met them once upon a time. And you keep scrolling up and down past that. You don't go the extra step and saying, I don't know them, I don't need to talk to them, unfollow, or delete, or block, or whatever. Why? Because in your mind you're thinking, oh, maybe they might realize, they might not see me posting anymore and they might get upset. But who gives a fuck? Who cares? Like we read before, your actions have no bearing on someone else's response to their anxiety. Okay? You are in control of what you post and what you do and how you operate, okay? I don't know what else to tell you. It's plain as day. Plain as day. It's plain as plain potato chips is what it is. Ladies, men, if you're going to be complaining to people because they unfollowed you, something wrong up here.
I don't really like what you post. And guess what? That's okay. If someone gets mad at you for you unfollowing them, they have some bigger things to work out themselves, because they're the ones that are sitting there.
Every fucking time, what did I say just before? Every time I say something, I haven't even watched this all the way, honest, I swear. Every single time I say something, I read the exact same thing after, or I hear and see the exact same thing after. It's unbelievable. In sync. In sync. Well done, Nicole. In sync.
And checking on their social media who is unfollowing them. And really sit back, think about it. That shit's weird. Now, if you're a person who does that now, if you sit there and you check who unfollows you, my advice to you would be to stop it. Love yourself. Don't do that anymore. If you don't want to follow somebody because you don't like what they post, then don't follow them. If you don't want to follow somebody because they make you feel like shit about yourself, then unfollow them.
Yep.
If you don't want to follow somebody because you literally don't know them, then unfollow them. But if you're gonna hop on this mentality that's similar to mine, then you need to accept the fact that people are gonna unfollow you too, and that's okay. I said this on my Instagram before.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave it there. For like, there's nothing else to be said in that instance there. Like, they are gonna unfollow you. Like, it is what it is. Like, ain't anything else gonna come from it. Like, that's pretty much it, man. Like, but But this is the thing, ladies will avoid unfollowing people just to avoid the drama. And I've actually been privy to some female DMs in group chats, and some girls actually complain that they've been unfollowed by another female who they've met once through someone else, spoken to him a couple of times, not friends, don't care for one another, don't care for each other, and they got upset because they were unfollowed. But like Nicole said in the video, like, why are they unfollowing me? Like, what did I do? Is it something I said? Is it something I posted? It could be multiple things. It doesn't have to be one thing. It could be multiple things. But the point is, just because they unfollow you does not mean it's the end of the world. Maybe they're just like, you know what, it's not part of me. Like, I've got their number, I can text them whenever I want. You know, that's all it is. And if they unfollow you back, even better for you. Even better for you. But this is the thing. Ladies and guys will probably not unfollow one another in this, like, some shitty self-pride reasoning. As if, like, no, I'm not going to unfollow them. I want them to unfollow me. If I unfollow them, they're going to think, you know, I'm the weaker person. No, fuck that noise. Just unfollow someone if it's not working for you. If it ain't working for you, just let it go, man. Just unfollow the shit. I don't get why people are like this. I really don't understand why people are like this. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why? Why are you like this? Anyways, let's read some comments. Let's read some comments. Here we go. From the question stream, unfollowed. B, 2 days ago. Never. I haven't been active on social media unless you count YouTube. Some probably would. I don't know if YouTube would count as... It is a social media format, but it's not what we would consider maybe social media in general, like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's what I would sort of consider social media. But in any case... Says, for several years now, but back when I used it so little I wouldn't have even noticed or cared if someone unfollowed me. I know it's not a popular line of thinking, but in my opinion, actual friends are those who you'd want and would be at your hospital bed. That eliminates 99% of most people's friends. Yes, when you really break it down, that's a good point. When you really break it down, you notice who actually are your friends there, because just because someone likes some of your work on social media or whatever, like I've posted something today for a gig coming up in November. If I look in real time now, let me actually count the amount of people who I actually know who have liked this. Let me have a look here. Who do I actually know that I've actually met face to face I've spoken to? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 16 at the moment I actually know and spoken to. You know what I mean? Okay, people follow you for different reasons. People follow me for music, DJing and that sort of stuff. I get it. On the Instagram account, they follow me for the podcast and the random shit I post and whatever nonsense. But you know what I mean? There's a reason for it. But all the same, the amount of people you're actually friends with on social media is very, very, very small. But anyway, let's keep on reading some commenters. Rudy, I routinely unfriend or unfollow people. I do this a lot as well, actually. I've only been confronted about 5 times by 2 males and 3 females. Each time I say the same thing, you're not important to me, and I walk away. I don't owe them an explanation for doing it, but that's the honest answer. Boom. 100%. Look, you don't have to give an answer to people just because you unfollow, unfriend, or whatever. Sometimes you just do. Because there's no point to it. There's no reason for it. I unfollow people all the time. If they go, oh my god, you unfollowed me. Yeah, we haven't really spoken in ages, so like I didn't need to have you on there. I didn't really care. You got my number. You can still drop me a DM if you want. That doesn't mean perfect. Yeah, there you go. Perfect example. You can still get in contact with someone. You can have them on Instagram. You can find their social media accounts out there. It's not hard to find. You link a mobile number, email address, bang, most of the time that stuff comes up. So you'll still be able to find them somehow. And you can still send them a DM. You can still drop them something and they'll still get that request like, hey, such and such wants to send you a message. Oh yeah, cool, no dramas, bang. Hey, how are you? That can still happen. You don't have to follow everyone, man. You don't have to have an explanation. And if you're that person who actually confronts people, because you've been unfollowed? Fuck. I wonder what goes on in that head of yours, honestly. What makes you think that would actually be worthwhile to explain? Who gives a shit? Honestly, who cares? J-Doy, in the past, I'd sometimes take it personally, but then I realized I disconnect from people without thought all the time, and it wasn't personal when I did, so it probably wasn't for them either. I think if a person is young or immature and struggles with insecurity, it might bother them. Yeah, but this is like ladies and men, mostly ladies, but men also over the ages of 30 and 35 who are engaged in this nonsense behavior, stuff that 15-year-olds do. This is the equivalent of being in high school in the early 2000s again, saying, you're friends with someone, you chit chat, but then you don't really talk anymore, and it's like, oh yeah, we're still friends, but you're not talking because if you break it up, then there's going to be conflict and dramas between the two, so you just sort of keep like a friendship piece type of thing happening. It's childish high school crap. That's all this is. That's all this is. This was a good comment here. Good comment. Social media, I think, is just to share whatever moments or thoughts you like to. Whoever wants to see can, and whoever doesn't is welcome not to. I don't know. As long as you grow older, things change. That's the thing as well. The older you grow, the more things change. But man, it is what you share. And if people want to follow your work, I get that. If you're not a celebrity, but someone who has a following, music, art, a lot of people have been doing funny stuff on TikTok now and shorts and YouTube and all these other bits and pieces, and that is okay. I understand, because you're providing content. It's comedy, it's memes, it's whatever. There's content out there, I understand. But in saying that, I mean, if you sort of get sick of them, you still see them come up in recommended feeds. Like, for those who are within Australia, you all know Sushi Mango. There are 3 blokes. I think they're Italians and Greeks or something like that, and they imitate like the old, Eastern European, Mediterranean fathers of the of the 80s, like the stereotypical, wearing the AC Milan tracksuit with the suit pants and all this other nonsense. And they do their own individual comedy skits as well, and their stuff keeps coming up randomly all over the place. I get it. They're big personalities, they're funny, they do their stuff, they're very good at it, I understand. But I don't follow any of them, and yet it still comes up in my feed. You know what I mean? Granted, if it's someone who's like smaller than someone who's a decent sized channel, I get that. But you're probably still going to see these things floating around if they're good enough. If they're popular, they'll be up there. Definitely be up there. Visnox says, I was bothered by it, and I think it's only natural. You got it here. And itself, the real problem is spending so much time on social media that you notice. If you don't notice, neither will you care. Very good point, actually. The more you notice these things, like if you're constantly on there searching to see who's there or thereabouts, looking to see if someone still follows you because like, oh, they still follow me, okay, that's good. Why? Because they know this person. If they know that person, then they'll see that they like my stuff and blah blah, and it makes you feel better. Like, I personally don't understand it. I can't come from a place to sympathize, but I can probably empathize of how it could feel, because I've come from a similar situation, a similar background many years ago now, in my early 20s, of wanting to be liked as a young DJ when I was, but I couldn't really see it in front of me, and I always thought it was hidden, but it was there. I just never saw it how I wanted to see it, but I see it now, and it still sort of plays on my mind a little bit. Like, it's trippy. But anyways, I digress. Delisha Mendoza, I like this comment. Not sweating that, my name ain't Keith. For anyone who doesn't get the reference, it's Keith Sweat. Yeah, all in all, who cares? Not active on social media on my end. I like YouTube, so that's fair enough. You see, this is the thing. I get all sorts of randoms following and unfollowing. I couldn't care less. But when a close friend or someone I know does it, I get concerned. And depending on the situation, I will or will not ask them about it. I had a close friend who I share a birthday with, unfriended me on Facebook. My Facebook was deactivated at the time. My last interaction with them wasn't really negative or positive, but I was having a tough time. They helped out, but it seemed to me like they had an agenda, like they were looking for me to owe them because they helped me out. but I just wasn't in a position to do anything for them. In any case, my best guess is we're no longer friends. I didn't ask them why they unfriended me. I just let them go. Haven't heard from them since. Yeah, that stuff happens. That stuff definitely does happen. I'm not on Facebook right now on the personal page, because I don't need to be. Ever since that Facebook bullshit a couple of days ago, I just said, yeah, you know what, deactivate, who cares? I'll keep my messenger on. People can still drop me messages here and there that I chat with. I don't need everyone else seeing. I barely even post anymore. It's like, whatever, I don't care. I scroll through, I see the same people commenting on the same nonsense, the same corona bullshit, it's the same music stuff, the same movie stuff, it's the same news articles, this, blah, blah, all the same crap. I don't care, I don't need to see it. It just does nothing for me. I couldn't care less. So I thought, you know what, deactivate. I've had a few people comment like, where are you? Are you okay? It's like, why wouldn't I be okay? Oh, I haven't seen you on Facebook. So fucking what? I'm not on social media. All of a sudden you assume that something's wrong with me? Again, where we've come to as a society, where if you're not active on social media, people will start to question whether you're alive or not. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Mike Reese, it bothers me that if we aren't that close, Facebook was likely the only means we had to keep contact. Okay, I get that. And by removing me, it's no longer a case of we barely talk now, and because we'll never talk again. I get over it quickly. It's just another weird, that's the last time before I die thought that pops into my head. Things like that happen, definitely. That definitely happen. Definitely happen. Here's one interesting. Just saying. Never cared. Actually, I don't think I ever realized that someone unfollowed me because I don't pay much attention. But one friend of mine takes that to a personal level. She even complains about one friends of us that took a lot of time to follow her back on Instagram and never likes his stuff. Wow. Ladies, perfect example. Look, she complained about one of the friends that took a lot of time to follow her back, but she never likes, and they never like her stuff. So what? Someone can follow you and not give it, but that's the thing. They want that. That's what draws them in. I'm gonna get likes from this person. They're gonna like my stuff. They're gonna comment. It's gonna be awesome. I don't care. I don't care for your whatever you post. I don't give a shit. Don't care. This two more comments. I'm gonna wrap it up for this one here. First off, this one here from Hal Rocks. Anyone who would confront you about being unfollowed just confirmed why you shouldn't be dealing with them. Bingo. I don't care, nor do I even notice. People come in and out of your life all the time. Agreed. Being more concerned about being unfollowed than why they don't want to be around you to begin with is clear sign of social media addiction. Yes, if people are unfollowing you and you're questioning, why are you unfollowing me? As opposed to, why would they have unfollowed me? Let me check on my side here. What's going on here? Like, why don't they want to be around me? Why don't they want to be associated with me? That would be a question I'd be asking. Not, oh my God, you unfollowed me. Why? How could you? How dare you? What a shit human being. Bro, it's an app. I keep telling people all the time, if social media disappeared tomorrow, what would you do? No one can answer. What would you do if you had no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, no Snapchat? All you had was text messages again, and that's it. What would you do? How many people effectively could you send text messages to? It's not instant. It takes a while. Well, quick. It takes a little bit longer than what a normal normal like messenger or a Insta DM or anything like that would take. WhatsApp, whatever. Now, what would you do? A perfect example. WhatsApp is still around, but it's used as a messaging server. So you use WhatsApp. That's what you had. No Instagram, none of that stuff. What would you do? Can't post anything. Would you really be sending photos of whatever you ate or something you took a photo of and sending it to people in WhatsApp? That would be cringe as fuck. I could not imagine that happening. Could not imagine that happening at all. Oh, man. Man. Yep. Social media addiction is real. Last one here. I love this guy's comment. His name. I can't see my penis at all, but anyways. Love it. I don't get worked over it anymore, to be honest. I've actually went as far as doing a whole cleanup of people I was following and those who followed me. Essentially, removing them as followers just as I deleted them. So remove them on following, and do you also want to remove this person who follows you? Tick yes. Bang, they can't follow you. You're not following them. Fantastic. I feel like that's a bit more courteous, especially for people you're not close with at all, because unfollowing them but leaving them as a follower just makes you look Hollywood there in the state here in the States. Yeah, that's what I was saying before, the story of that lady who's like, well, she's restricted what I can see, but she's still looking at everything I'm posting. You know what I mean? It's like, why, like, it's like I'm unfollowing her because that's what she wanted. She made it that way, but she's still looking at what I'm doing. So she's like, she's looking at me, and it's a weird thing to be going there. I don't understand it, but yes, that is a damn thing there. Like, if you're gonna unfollow someone, at least like you can unfollow that. And this whole follow for unfollow nonsense as well. Like, hey, follow me and I'll unfollow and I'll follow you, and then they follow each other, and then like a few days later they scroll in, last few, yep, unfollow. So their follower count goes up, but their follow back count goes down. So I've got 3,000 followers, but I'm only following 500 people. It's like, oh, this person must be someone. It's a very simple and cunning trick that these influencers use, and just general people overall as well. To finish off this comment, following them, leaving a follow, yep. And plus, if I see these people in the streets, neither of us say hi anyway, whether we follow each other or not. All this drama for some awkward eye contact once in a while, I could care less about it. That's where I'm going to wrap it up there from. I can't see my penis at all, but anyways, that's pretty much it there. So, you know, it goes without saying, the social media aspect, the addiction is real. The anxiety you get when you don't get those likes, or why is this person not following me? Why did they unfollow me? Why didn't they comment? Why haven't they responded? This sort of stuff happens to a lot of people. But if we look back again to that article from Teen Vogue on the doctor, who basically states that it's like a feedback loop. You constantly need that validation, the constant need for the attention. And I know this sort of sounds like shit I've said before, you've heard before, which it probably is, because that's the reality of the situation. It doesn't always happen to teens, it happens to adults as well, young adults, middle age, and people over 40. I mean, sometimes I think it very much is a generational thing. Like the older generation, I don't think they care as much. Ladies definitely do care, because for the ladies, it's more of a, I can't deal with the drama aspect, or like, oh, I'd rather just let it go. I can't be bothered to deal with that. Like, why? Why would you keep something there if you know it doesn't serve any purpose for you? Just get rid of it. It's like a band-aid. Just rip it off. It's like they get halfway through. It's like, no, I'm just going to leave it back on. I'm just going to put it back on there. Nah, I don't want to go all the way. It might come in handy. I'll just leave it on there. It's like, bruh, that band-aid is getting so trashed and grotty and disgusting. Get rid. Put a new one on at least. Nah, I'm going to keep it on there. What would the new one be? If ripping off a band-aid is unfriending someone, putting a band-aid on there, what's that, a new follow? Yeah, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, that stuff happens. Look, ladies, it happens to you guys more. Maybe it's a female thing. Maybe I don't get it because I've got meat and 2 veg, because I'm a male. I don't know. Maybe it's a female thing. I don't know. Ladies, anyone, if you end up watching these 50 odd minutes, I can't believe I spoke for 50 odd minutes of this, anything social media related, drop a comment, let me know. Anything further to add to what I've said, anything I've missed out on, give me your 2 cents. What do you think? Is it an addiction? Is there something to it? Is it valid to be upset and be hating on someone for unfollowing you on social media? I personally couldn't care less. I've been unfollowed and followed back by the same people too many times. I just don't care anymore. If they unfollow me, I'm just like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, unless it's a close friend. Obviously, if it's a close friend, someone you know, then that's a different story. But if it's someone you don't know, you've spoken to once or twice, or you met them through another friend and you don't talk to them anymore, you met them at F45 or the gym once upon a time, or at Ivy, for those overseas, Ivy's one of the famous clubs in Sydney. It's Ivy Pool, Marco Polo Sundays, for anyone out there listening, watching. Yeah, if like you met them at Ivy once at the bar, and you just oh, we bought the same drink, oh, good taste, oh, haha, I'm blah blah blah, yeah, haha, oh, you got Instagram, yeah, no dramas, I'll follow you, yeah, cool, no dramas. You never see him again. Fuck, what's the point of that? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll wrap things up. Once again, thank you for watching. If you did watch, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Drop a comment, as I said. Give me your thoughts and opinions on the matter, social media. unfollowing? Is it a big deal? Is there any merit to it? Do we care? Do we not care? I don't know, whatever. I'm a bit tired now. It's almost midnight. Fantastic. You're going to watch this 12 hours from when this is recorded. If you do watch it, I appreciate you very muchly. Thank you very much. Have yourself a lovely weekend.